Let's now go to the lack of charisma of Ron DeSantis. And we're not going to spend a ton of time on this. Ron DeSantis was interviewed a couple nights ago by Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters is a Fox News host who I'm aware that he now is going to be in prime time on Fox News, thanks to the firing of Tucker Carlson and a sort of reorganization that went on. And Jesse Waters is horrible. But Ron DeSantis is so painfully awkward and cringy. Here is DeSantis claiming the left doesn't want people to be happy. And he's not really making a very good case that that's the truth.
After ovens, why does the government do that?
They just want to control. You have an itch on the left. They want to control behavior. We saw the same thing with COVID. A lot of that wasn't about your health. It was about they wanted to control your behavior. So they just don't want people to be happy and be able to make their own decisions. They were going after gas stoves in Florida. We made them tax-free. We may have to do some incentives for the coal-fired pizza because you know what? We'll take it.
They're going to want us to microwave this pizza. So you're
okay. And there's Ron DeSantis eating pizza. You know you're really angering liberals when you eat pizza on Fox News from a studio in New York City. This is supposed to make the guy likable in some way. This is supposed to show us that he's right on some policy issue. It is just pathetic. Then the topic, by the way, of Gavin Newsom came up. And Gavin Newsom is the Democratic governor of California who has been trolling DeSantis very hard. And DeSantis actually has to lie to criticize California, which they love to do.
What's with Gavin Newsom?
Well, you know, I was born and raised in Florida. I never saw a California license plate my whole life in Florida. And why would you? Now,
I know people are going to write to me and say, David, what is wrong with Ron DeSantis? Why does his head shake like that? I am going to remind everybody. To our knowledge, Ron DeSantis does not have a condition that would cause any kind of shaking or tremors. Nothing Parkinsonian. He doesn't have tardive dyskinesia or any of that. If he did, we would not be pointing this out. This is a move that Ron DeSantis does to seem engaging and laid back. His head moves like a bobblehead, and he could float on out of the screen if you're not careful. It's a very weird trait. And he needs some kind of a personality transplant. Trump was right.
People leave San Diego or Los Angeles. And yet, since I've been governor, we've seen a huge rush of people moving clear across the country to leave California, leave San Francisco, leave LA to come to Florida. California had never lost population for its entire history.
Lie. Okay, so that's not true. And again, it's like, states sometimes gain population, sometimes they lose. It can happen for a number of different reasons. It doesn't have to be because of a woke dystopia or whatever the case may be. But there were multiple years in the 90s when California lost population. He's hanging his hat on this is a new thing. It's not true.
Until he became governor. And so I think he sees people leaving. I think he sees that there's deterioration. And I think he's lashing out.
Do you think Newsom's trying to be next in line and jump Kamala Harris?
Well, you know, what I've told him is stop messing around on the sidelines. Like, either do it or not. Like, are you going to take on Joe? If so, step into the ring and do it. And so I think he's kind of maneuvering in the background. But, you know, that would be interesting to see if Biden doesn't ultimately make it, how that resolves itself.
Do you think Biden is going to make it?
Look, I think that people want to move on from Biden. I think that's very, very clear. I don't know if he's going to get that message, and so he may very well try to stick it out. We'll be ready for whoever, because I think the thing about the Democrat Party is, yeah, Biden's got huge problems. We all know that. But we talk about this corruption. What does he have going for him? Harris is his impeachment insurance. No matter what Biden does, nobody wants Harris. And so it's almost like just let him finish out. And
by the way, let him finish rather than impeaching. Wouldn't it be good for there to be something to impeach Joe Biden over? DeSantis, like, as a matter of political strategy, I don't know that impeaching him makes sense. How about, is there any reason to impeach him? It's sort of like the stuff with the crimes. Does it matter that there's no evidence of criminality, nor charges, nor an indictment? No, it's just like, do we want to charge him or not is really all that matters at this point with these people. So DeSantis just making very little sense. And I'll be honest, I don't know who DeSantis actually is getting any traction with. It's certainly not the broader Republican electorate. When he goes to a diner, it's extremely awkward. I don't know who likes DeSantis. Here, actually, there's a woman that goes to my gym who's been wearing a DeSantis tank top for a while. So I guess I could ask her. Here is DeSantis weighing in on the loyalty question that Donald Trump has brought up so many times.
Trump says you're disloyal. Do you feel that way?
Disloyal to who? I mean, politicians have to earn support. They're not entitled to support. I did a lot for him in 2016 and 2020, by the way. I was happy to do it.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm loyal to my family, to our Constitution, and to the good Lord. And I have a vision. I think I'm the guy that can beat Biden. But even more importantly, no more excuses on these issues. I'm going to get all of this stuff done. We'll have a plan on day one to get going and get cracking and give you 2 great terms for 8 years and really get the country on a fundamentally different path. I think I'm the guy to do it. And so I have the responsibility to step up and serve.
There you go. And you can really feel the energy and the enthusiasm and the fact that DeSantis really is going to get all of these things done, isn't he? You can really just tell. So listen, it's the entire loyalty thing. These are both clowns when it comes to loyalty. I'm talking about Trump and DeSantis. Trump's view is DeSantis isn't loyal because he decided to run against Trump after Trump supported him. This is politics, okay? Let's pull up our big boy pants and let's realize that this is politics. This isn't, it's not gin rummy or whatever. This is just kind of the way it is. And if you're going to be this much of a snowflake, Trump, I'm talking about, it's going to be tough to have success in other areas. And Trump is, of course, struggling for success. From the point of view of DeSantis, the idea of invoking God and saying my loyalty is to God rather than to Trump, again, I know it's a small thing, but it's another one of these examples of how they constantly have to drag in religion to civil government positions. He's running for a position in civil government, should have nothing to do whatsoever with God, but he just can't resist. One of our sponsors today is Replace Your Mortgage. Mortgages are a really interesting thing in the United States. The poor often can't afford them, and the rich often don't use them. Instead, the wealthy use special financial tools to pay off their debts, often in a fraction of the time that it takes for a middle-class American to realize that same payoff. Replace Your Mortgage teaches you how you can pay off your home in 5 to 7 years without needing to make more money than you're currently making right now. And in addition, they can teach you how to better utilize your existing assets and equity to begin or continue growing wealth and passive income through additional strategies. And they actually have an upcoming workshop that will show you how you can take advantage of these strategies, how it all works, create your own economy in a sense. You can go to replaceyouruniversity.com/Pacman to watch the interview I did with their founder, Michael Lush, to learn how you can get exclusive access to what can be a life-changing virtual event. The link is in the description.